welcome to Beijing and the Opposite House. So here are a few questions that we wanted to know and would like you to share with us.
Yes.
The first one is, what do you love about photography?
Sometimes I've said to people that my photos are like my children because I've never had children and I've devoted my life to a career of being a photographer. So they're very special. I cannot take a photograph of someone that I'm not attracted to, that's male or female. For that moment, there's something that the person has to project. And I love to capture people, not so much architecture or still life at all, but really people and expressions.
And emotions
Yes.
around that time.
Yes. And if I were photographing you, I would speak to you for a while until you forgot that that's what I'm going to do. Because your face would change as you relax. Because generally people will start out rather stiffly if they know they're being photographed.
Yeah. So the natural, the not pretentious side of a human being.
Exactly. Or I say removing the facade for a moment. Because, basically I photographed extremely famous people and they're usually projecting that sense of entitlement, etc., etc. And to break through that is sometimes difficult.
And what's the most valuable part of this? That's the most valuable part of this.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely, yes.
Can you tell us a bit about this upcoming exhibition that you have in Beijing as well as the pop-up that you're going to have in the Opposite House?
Well, I'm so thrilled because although I've traveled to many, many places throughout my long career of over 40 years, I've never been in your city. So that is so exciting. And also when I saw images of the Opposite House, I was just so taken with the design, with the feel of the old and new that work so well together. And not being flashy, as I believe a number of hotels are. Since I had studied the architecture of every hotel, and then I thought this is perfect to be the background for this pop-up gallery. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that I'm the first photographer who has been given the space, because you usually have installations.
Yes, that's true. You're the first photographer that we have worked with to do a pop-up in the room.
So all I can say is I'm looking forward to seeing the room, which I have not seen. As you know, I just arrived a little while ago from a long way away. And
You will not be disappointed.
I'm sure I won't.
So back in the days, can you tell us a little bit about what are some of your favorite memories from Studio 54?
Well, it's amazing that everyone always asks that question, and so many of them were not born then, like yourself. So everyone wants to know, what was it like? What was it like? And I'll just, in one sentence, as soon as you would walk through the doors, there would be so much energy in the room, obviously along with the music, which would be fantastic. It could be Donna Summers or Michael Jackson singing or Diana Ross, whomever. Sometimes they were there in person and sometimes just the disco music. So the memories, of course, are the most famous moment of Bianca Jagger, who was celebrating her birthday in Studio 54 just about a month after it had opened. And no one really knew anything about it. So when she was suddenly riding a white horse, which they had borrowed from a stable nearby. So we were seeing a horse within a disco, which is in itself pretty bizarre. And the glitter ball was turning and the music was loud. And I thought afterwards maybe they gave the horse some drugs, because I couldn't imagine how could that horse stay still while Bianca was on it just for a moment. So I took the photo. I wasn't the only photographer. There were maybe 2 or 3, but my photo went around the world, and they said that put the studio on the map, because everyone, no matter where they lived, if it was Chicago or Paris, they wanted to come to Studio Kinopour like that. And the owners made a fortune, but then they were slight criminals because they put the money in the ceiling
Yeah.
and didn't declare it to the IRS.
And can you just spoil a little bit? And was there a little crazy stuff what was the craziest or the most fun scene that you have seen?
Okay, for example, one.
Besides the white horse in the car.
Yeah, that was one. But for example, one man who worked on Wall Street all week would come in a dress and roller skates. So they called him Rollerina. So at night he would be a totally different person. During the day he was very serious and had a very serious job. So that was something quite funny to see for me, because we knew that he had the other life. And then you would see fantastic people like, I don't know who you know, but like Diane von Furstenberg, Halston, Truman Capote, Andy Warhol, and they were all there. So earlier in the evening, they would have a huge curtain which separated the regular people who paid and the guests who were obviously not paying and were drinking champagne till 11 o'clock. So very often I could be at those events, which were incredible for photography. And then at 11, everyone would mix and mingle.
Yeah.
It could be the shoe salesman the next morning, and it could be, a world-famous politician.
Wow, it sounds like it was a place that everyone just kind of like let themselves in and then leave the guards behind and just be themselves. And
Yes, I think that's a very accurate description. Yes, you could be what you wanted to be. For example, if you wanted to get up and dance and you didn't have a partner, you'd just get up and dance. So people would be moving around the dance floor. Cher would be there, Farrah Fawcett, all of these people, and no one was really bothered. That's another thing. Even though there were celebrities, everyone was just there. Nobody was asking for an autograph and there were a few photographers like myself, but other than that, they didn't let many photographers in, so that kept it pretty calm for
what they're looking for.
the celebs.
Yes. Which of your photo do you think defines your career? If you have to name one
Oh my God.
out of so many.
Well, for example, that night with Bianca, after she rode the horse, she and her husband at the time, they subsequently got divorced, Mick Jagger, and they were kissing and sitting on a banquette. So I think that picture is in one of the exhibitions. I love that moment because in all my career, I've never seen them kissing. You saw them getting out of the Rolls Royce or being at a party or being in the south of France. But that was a really intimate moment, which they were not doing for me. So that is something that's at the top of my list.
Perfect. If you were to choose one location in this hotel to shoot for the cover of Vogue, where would you choose?
Oh, well, to be honest, I haven't been in the swimming pool yet, but I from images that I've seen, I'm very attracted to the steel basin idea and the soft lights, and it almost looks like a club from what I had seen, but you'll have to wait for me to really see all the areas before I say something.
So that will be our, we will have that as a to be continued story.
Yes.
Perfect. Got it? Thank you so much.